So here's what we know about UFOs. The U.S. government has verified they're real in the sense there are objects moving in the sky that we cannot identify. They're certain they do not belong to a foreign nation. They're not from Russia or from China. And third, we know that these objects are moving in ways that we cannot replicate, explain, or even understand.
UFOs, huh? Okay.
For far too long, this issue wasn't even taken very seriously. It was essentially relegated to science fiction. But in a very real sense, UAPs present a very real national security risk, and the Intelligence Committee has a responsibility to investigate.
Yeah, huh.
This is a very serious national security issue. Something is in our skies. It has been there for quite some time, and we're just now having the conversation publicly about it.
Uh-huh.
The big question is, whose is it, and where is it from, and what are the intentions, and what are the full capabilities, and is there something we can learn from it?
Okay.
This is an inherently significant story, and maybe that's why it's been written off as the province of crazy people.
UFOs, aliens, yeah. Sure, why not? Why not now? Like, we need that right now. Why not? Let's just add that to the plate. This is Rebel HQ. I'm Sandy Loves. What could be stranger than UFOs or UAPs? Well, that CNN and Fox News both accept it's real. They can't agree on what to do with COVID, best ways to prevent it, where we're at with it, or even if it's real. They don't agree on what happened with January 6th. No agreements on what's happening overseas or what's causing the rise in right-wing extremist violence. But UFOs? Sure. They can both get behind that. Real or not, this is not something we need right now. We have enough real problems that are having real impacts on our lives. The media shouldn't be focusing on this.
Politico is reporting that the Biden White House is awash in malignant white supremacy. Are you surprised? Not really, of course. Quote, at least 21 black staffers have left the Biden White House since late last year or are planning to leave soon. Now, sources blame the, quote, work environment, in other words, the racism of the Biden administration. So things have gotten very bad for Joe Biden, both public-facing and internally. What are they doing about it? Well, they broke glass in case of emergency and invited a Korean pop group to speak at the White House today. Watch.
Hi, we're BTS, and it is a great honor to be invited to the White House today to discuss the important issues of anti-Asian hate crimes, Asian inclusion, and diversity.
Yeah, so we got a Korean pop group to discuss anti-Asian hate crimes in the United States. Okay, good job, guys.
Hey guys, I'm Maz Jobrani. And so is that, and so is that, and so is that. Listen, Tucker Carlson goes on this rant about how 21 black staffers are leaving the Biden White House, and he calls it malignant white supremacy in the Biden administration. Really, Tucker? You're trying to deflect the label of white supremacist onto Biden? What are you? This guy is, you are just totally shameless now, taking the label of white supremacist, which befits you because you're the one who nods and winks on a daily basis to your white supremacist viewers. I'm not saying they all are, but there are probably several that are watching you as you talk about things like replacement theory, as you talk about things like taking back the country, as you talk about things like immigrants are coming to vote for Democrats. All of that BS that you throw out there gives you the label of white supremacist. And then you try to turn it around on the Biden White House? Come on, man.
This may be a lot of things, this moment we're living through, but it is definitely not about black lives. And remember that when they come for you, and at this rate, they will. Anyone who's ever been subjected to the rage of the mob knows the feeling. It's like being swarmed by hornets. You cannot think clearly. And the temptation is to panic, but you can't panic. You've got to keep your head and tell the truth. Tell the truth. If you show weakness of any kind, they will crush you. The United States is the kindest, most open-minded place on the planet. The U.S. has done more for other people and received less in return than any nation in history by far. Ilhan Omar has an awful lot to be grateful for, but she isn't grateful, not at all. After everything America has done for Omar and for her family, she hates this country more than ever. In a recent piece in the Washington Post, The reporter put it this way, quote, "In Omar's version, America isn't the big-hearted country that saved her from a brutal war and a bleak refugee camp. It wasn't a meritocracy that helped her attend college or vaulted her into Congress. Instead, it was the country that had failed to live up to its founding ideals, a place that had disappointed her and so many immigrants, refugees, and minorities like her." Now, I know that the left and all the little gatekeepers on Twitter become literally hysterical if you use the term replacement, if you suggest that the Democratic Party is trying to replace the current electorate, the voters now casting ballots, with new people, more obedient voters from the third world. But they become hysterical because that's what's happening, actually. Let's just say it, that's true. So this matters on a bunch of different levels, but on the most basic level, it's a voting rights question. In a democracy, one person equals one vote. If you change the population, you dilute the political power of the people who live there. So every time they import a new voter, I become disenfranchised as a current voter. So I don't understand why we don't understand this. I mean, everyone wants to make a racial issue out of it. Ooh, the white replacement theory. No. This is a voting rights question. I have less political power because they're importing a brand new electorate. Why should I sit back and take that? The power that I have as an American guaranteed at birth is one man, one vote, and they're diluting it. No, they're not allowed to do that.
What's it like to watch Tucker Carlson's show every night? One New York Times editor tells us. I'm Yasmin Khan with Rebel HQ, and obviously this isn't some kind of insider scoop or anything like that, because any one of us could choose to watch Tucker Carlson's show every night. Of course, most of us don't want to, so we don't. I actually had a friend of mine once tell me that he watched a show just in an attempt to preempt any media bias he might be harboring or to understand the other side, which is admirable. I'm not saying that we shouldn't do that. I will never advocate for an echo chamber. But unfortunately, when it comes from Tucker Carlson and the things that he says, they're simply not credible. He lies to his audience, he deliberately misleads his viewers, and somehow he makes them feel smart for falling for it. How does he do this? Well, according to the New York Times, he does this by, quote, stoking white fear.